kill coming out of him. It looked like Fur was the one taking the initiative, and generally speaking, you want to be that. You don't want to be the guy sitting still, having someone else sort of launch an attack on you. You want to be the one in control of the fight, and Fur was, but he still went down, so that's kind of crazy. 3-1, and we're going to be moving into the 5th round here. So a bit of an early run boost coming out. Improvised.
Why not? Well, I do like to see the aggression here from Fallen. Birthday, this is what he's known for. Signature sort of Fallen strategies. The flashes through to force him back, and he decides to... It's a bit too hot to handle, although he does go for the re-peek, taking a risk, and he nearly cops it. 74 HP left on Fallen, and he misses his shot as well. But at least there's just a little bit of pressure here on Astralis, knowing that they can't just walk into mid for free.
And there's a double stack on the stairwell and connector. I mean, there's pretty much no defense at all on the B-bomb side. Only Taco there with the UMP. Everything else is on the other side, and Fallen going to win the first fight, taking down Dupree. That's looking just a lot better here for the Brazilian side. And in their minds, shutting down Astralis early on, establishing the CT economy, those are all bullets and points there on the whole plan.
You mean to tell me they have a checklist?
Yes.
Now check, get headshots,
one step at a time.
Economy, check. Now we have to see if they can get the round. That's the last one. The important one. And well, Cold, a little bit more aggression from him, holding in mid. The flash is going to force him back, though, and so he needs to make up his mind. Does he want to hang around here or not? And it looks like the answer is yes. Taco on short might be in for a bit of a rough time, however. But he does just barely make it out. And the time is a ticket here, and there's 35 seconds left, and Phelps holding close, drops the bomb at his feet. Life just got a whole lot more complicated for Astralis.
Yeah, the time is really what's the problem here, but Taco still goes down, and now Sip is on the bomb side, and he's just clearing it all out, doing the work here for the bomb to make its crossover. Is Fallen going to be able to hit the shot? Sip trying to see if he can do this. The bomb is coming down. Monster instead. There's only 15 seconds here, Australian, and they're going to be shut down. Cold, Zero, and Fur with a couple of kills each, and Device, he may have the bomb, but more than a bomb plant here is nearly impossible. The smoke is going to fade right in front of him. He still gets the kill on one, and Fallen's on the other side. Device, how is he not dead? Yes, there's the shot through the box, but Cold is there to save the round again for SK Gaming. Oh my god, that is way too close.
That wallbang headshot was so sick. Device, what is that? Okay, cutting it as close as you possibly can here. And Fallen, man, when he hits that shot on Phelps, well, I was about to say on Fur, rather. Fur, the discipline not to go for the peak when there was so little time, just sits up there. They did everything right, but sometimes you just can't account for shots like these. Device, this is unreal. Through the shadow, from the shadow, he hits the wall bang. And there we go. Cold, I mean, obviously this is just another day, another day at the office for Cold. Clutches all day long, no worries.
Astralis not looking too displeased though, so there's still some high fives going around saying, yeah, alright, it was close. We probably should have lost that round a couple of kills ago anyway. 4-1, they do a lot of damage to SK's economy, but their own buy here, not too overwhelming either. When you only have 3 smokes on a Molotov, there's a hard limit on how much you can do, like the long fakes where you try to throw some into one bomb site and run to the other. Those things become very difficult to do when you don't have more utility than this. And SK are pretty defensive in this round, so how do Astralis get an opening?
Yeah, change of pace from SK. They don't want to become too predictable with their aggression. And so this time around it's going to be Fur holding close to restrooms. He does have Fallen backing him up with that AWP. But that's over on long. And in the meantime, Device on the hunt. No targets just yet, although as I say that, Fallen peeks it through the wall, the edge of it. Fallen survives, 20 HP, and that can make all the difference.
Yes, indeed, that's plenty of help for him, assuming that no one can find a grenade on him, and close up to against the wall. Fur is there with the UMP, must have heard some steps falling back now. Is he going to counter it, or is he going to go and check? That's the big problem for him right now. He's not quite sure if they're faking it, or if they really have fallen back from the angle. Under 30 seconds here. This is, again, slight madness coming out of Astralis now. There's still a guy lurking outside of B, and that's Sip, but looks like they're going to commit to this bomb site. Molotov there locking him in. 18 seconds.
So now it's on Zipmix. He has to exactly draw the attention over towards the B site. In the meantime, that prompts Fur to get hosed down in a hail of bullets. Device to find the pick on Phelps. To fall with the wall bang, making it look easy. 5 seconds left, and they're just barely getting the bomb plant in time. And Cold stopping the rotate, but it doesn't matter. Zipmix is there. Taco 1v3, 1v2. And Astralis need to be careful, but he doesn't have a smoke to make life easier here. And yes, Device holding the angle, not going to let him even tap the bomb. And you see the nod there from Device. Yep, things starting to go according to plan.
Well, somewhere out there watching from Gambit is Soust, smiling and saying, yeah, that's it. Wait until there's only 9 seconds left to try and get the bomb plant down. That's the plan.
How clever is Fur, though, with that incendiary? The perfect timing as they're setting it up. I think they just got the smoke off as that incendiary goes down. Otherwise, Astralis might not pan out for him that way. But here we go. Tactical timeout getting called by SK Gaming. A little bit of time to just discuss.
And here the persistence for Astralis really pays off, right? Because you see SK with 4 rounds on the board, and that's great, but this 1 round for Astralis making it 2-4 means the Brazilians have to eco right away. That's the damage that they did earlier. Those silly wall bangs with the Priest Eagle and all the rest of it, they really make a difference later on in the game. And SK, unfortunately for them, the difference is right now. Fallen is top fragging with 7 kills, and Cold Zero is not far behind with 6, and there's also 6 on device. It's pretty early days right now, so don't want to read too much into it, but certainly great news for SK if Fallen and Cold Zero are going to be 2 of the main engines here.
Fallen, I mean, for a long time when Phelps was still getting integrated into the roster, you could see his game really suffer on overpass. We weren't seeing as much aggression out of him because he had to give that space to Fur and Phelps. But now that they finally figured out how to get Phelps to work well with the unit, we're starting to see that old Fallen come back into it, where he's just playing aggro mid and hunting frags and coming through in the clutch. Debris up close, not going to be able to pick up the second, but Kirby, again, that spacing from Astralis, there to trade instantly.
Oh, Kirby had no idea, and there's no reason he should go back. That's a huge mistake from Kirby. He could have just fallen into the bomb side and tried to play it with the rest of his team. Now they've got the AK he picked up, actually 2 AKs picked up right now for SK Gaming. They might steal this round right back. Molotov to try and force them out. Glaive doing a tiny bit of damage here, and Fur looking at the edge of the smoke, goes for the spray, but somehow Glaive wins the fight with the UMP. They've got the time here, Astralis. They can just wait and try and take the duels. Then there's going to be another one going their way. Fallen now in a 1-on-2. The captain going down at the end. Sip with a double. It looked to me like that move back from Kirby was maybe going to cost him the round.
Going for the overchallenge when you know that your opponents are ecoing, right? You want to get in there and get those kills. But we got Astralis. The chant is starting up now. The fans starting to believe. 3 rounds for Astralis and another round of eco here for SK Gaming. Fallen has prioritized this AWP though, and so the next round should be looking pretty good here for the Brazilians. Now it's about Astralis actually getting a lockdown in this anti-eco. The last one, that's a bit too hairy. 2 guys surviving, that's not good enough. Here, you need a minimum of 4 if you're Astralis. So keep it close and work together as a unit. Don't really branch off too much, otherwise you might get caught.
And the only sort of real Lone Ranger here that's obviously Sip outside of the B-bomb side, and that's pretty much every round, and it's a very common strategy.
Yes.
SK are going to have probably something similar going on, because you don't need much more than that. But we saw in the previous round, well, the one before that, how Sip could sort of open up right before the A hit, and it causes just a lot of confusion on the CT side. Fur trying to hide behind that cabinet, and actually successful so far. He's got the USP, trying to be a bit sneaky, missing some shots. They still don't know he's there. What ninja play is this? Fur getting at least 1, and it could have been more. Oh my lord, what's going on?
I'm honestly amazed he doesn't go for the knife there. Device with the fadeaway on Fallen. But Fur, he could have made 1,500 bucks easy.
I mean, it's in the confusion, the fact that the weapon is silenced. They don't know where they're getting shot from. A nice shot from Cold Zero makes it a 2-on-3. Drive-by shots looking for more against Glaive. There's only 30 seconds. If he gets the bomb, kill on the bomb carrier here, and Kirby's low already, this could get way out of control. Now they're finally starting to bring the bomb back, but the focus on Cold Zero. We saw on map 1, don't give this man anything to work with. He'll take the whole team and maybe more than that. Taco lurking close to the bomb plant zone. He wants to get the deny, and there it is with 10 seconds. He's going to get 1 down, but Cold is still just only now coming into position. Bomb is being planted. Cold trying to see if he can make his way through this. He gets 1 kill. Sip out in the open. Oh my god, it's so close. This Sip again to save the round, but I mean, you want to believe that could have happened.
Absolutely. Split second longer there. And Cold's got that shot. You saw where the scope was pointing, Anders. He was dead on. He needs a split second more, and Cold clutches it. He's too good. He's just too damn good. Look at this shot. Zip realizing just in the nick of time. And yeah, you can see it, Cold. It's just that close sometimes. Talk about well played from Taco as well. Just getting that bomb deny, really ramping up the pressure on Astralis. 4-4. And it's a tactical timeout called by Astralis now. And that's understandable from Glaive. These past two anti-ecos have been a bit too dicey. A little bit too close. Two guys surviving, one guy surviving. That's no good. You need to be getting these lockdowns when your opponents have got pistols. You can't have it going down to a clutch, because now you're going to go up against an SK who have got the rifles to make your life a living hell.
Yeah, you don't want the sort of the overflow of emotions to carry on into the next round, because that's going to be a really important one for Astralis. It's a chance to shut SK's economy completely down and run away with a really large part of this first half here. So they got to make sure that everyone is completely focused here. Just like on the first map on Cash, it could again come down to that battle between Device and Fallen, and there it is, Device straight winning it from those T-stairs. Can't get better than that.
Ready and waiting. That's a tough thing if you're Fallen and you're constantly playing aggressive in one position on the map. You may try and change the angle, but you can get caught. And that's exactly what we saw. And Astralis now really pushing aggressively towards this A side. Cold Zera will find Zipnix. That was the lurk over towards B, but that's not going to be the point of contact here. Instead, it's Dupree slowly clearing out the angles here on A, but first still alive on long to remain a thorn in their sides.
And they forced him very far back. It almost looked like they could have maybe had a bomb plan there, but they weren't willing to risk it, and they don't obviously know what we know either, so trying to make their way back with the bomb towards Connector instead, and now it's all over the place. Hard to say exactly who has the lead, but I like the fact that they've left Dupree behind up here at the A bomb site. That could be enough to keep one defender on B, and that's Taco.
Exactly. Oh. Main concern here is that they're pretty much out of nades. Oh, the timing. What an unbelievable turn of luck for Phelps. Dupree was expecting a flash.
Yes.
And that's exactly what it was. And there it is, the opening, the man advantage for SK. The single flash going out from SK Gaming. Now they're out of grenades. It's all going to come down to the dirty business of hitting headshots. And well, Astralis, they're pressed for time once again. 25 seconds left, and the push begins on B. Cold has got the headshot angle, and we'll see if he will be able to connect. Yes, he will! First the one, but he's not going to be able to follow it.
Had the M4 instead of the AK, 16 seconds. Taco trying to deny it, but unsuccessful, and now somehow it's a 2 versus 2 SK Gaming. They can't afford to lose this round. They've got to go for the retake here, otherwise it's going to be a disaster. Phelps going in with a headshot straight, taking down Kiev, and that leaves Glaive in another clutch 1 versus 2. And SK want this round, but Glaive, he's going to pick up one more kill to defuse. 10 seconds without the kit, and Glaive is making his way the long trek around, and now for a nose. Oh no, I'm out in the open. I don't have anything, no smoke or anything like that. Glaive trying to fall back. He actually just glides off the wall, and Fur has to run. Astralis going to be able to pick up the round. There's no chance at all there. Glaive missing crucial clutches in the first map to close it out, but now looking a little bit better.
He made up for it at the end of the first map, right? I mean, at some point, the clutches are going to start shifting back SK Gaming's way. In these 1v1s, you can't win them all, Anders, and so it's going to come down to when does it actually happen for SK, that they get the guy on Astralis looking the wrong way, and that there is an opportunity, whether it happens too late in the half. But yeah, this is the duel between Device and Fallen, and Device, a perfect angle.
Oh, wow.
So quick.
Something worth noting about that duel is it's also to some extent dependent on your spawn position, right? So
yeah.
Fallen, let's say Device falls a bit further back or Fallen a bit further up, maybe it goes the other way around. Boosters in the bomb site, spray is through. They saw that coming and still were not able to react in time. Dupree giving up an opportunity there. Phelps trying to hunt down Kievu, and he's got some backup in Glaive. That's great news. All got to be very careful there for don't ever cross that wall again.
Oh. Okay then, Taco just getting in there with the tag. Glaive looked like he had the angle, but Taco able to get out scot-free, and now he's got the M4 to play with as well. If you're Astralis at this point, though, you need to just take your time and breathe. You've seen a CZ, you've seen a Dig, you've seen an M4, so you have to realize that this is just a half fight coming in from SK. In the meantime, you got all the nades, you got everything. So take your time and look for the shots. One miss there by Device.
They don't want to wait much longer. Just past the minute mark. Taco, great defense, but he's getting shot at the back, and there was no one there to cover short from him. They've got 2 players there, and Taco's actually covering all the angles. That's a bit of a mistake there. Cold, can he bring it back? He's not got many bullets left, and his feet are on fire. The bomb is being planted right in front, and Fur, he's going to be going down, and Cold finally has to reload here. 2 versus 3. Shut down from Device, picking up a second kill, and mid-air, Kievu to take Fallen out. And Astralis now with another round, 6-4 here. And the economy for SK Gaming, I mean, they just barely have it. They're going to buy anyway, but this is not looking good.
No, because they're so limited that once again, they're not going for a kit. they're light on the nades when it comes to Cold and Fallen both. But again, the kit might come back to haunt them. We saw what happened in the 1v1 clutch with Glaive. Having that 5 seconds to spare can make a world of difference for you. And so now we get into the thick of things once again. Astralis full bot. Device saved his AWP. And once again, just hanging around, looking to see if they're going to go aggressive. And while Device and Kirby seem like they have a pretty good idea as far as the long take here, eventually that might be the plan for Device.
Well, they've invested so much into this round, SK Gaming. If it doesn't work out, then the whole first half is almost a wash. And did you see it? Device, you did. Oh my God. Fallen right now getting out sniped a bit. No problem for Fur in taking that kill, but then the wall bangs come through and he's not sure if he can escape. He does have some backup in Phelps, and that might be very important. Fur almost getting wall banged down through the smoke. Phelps has to be there to fight it back in Dupree. Somehow that doesn't kill him. The Molotov, is it gonna spread? Not in time. He's invulnerable, it seems. Well,
never mind.
Forget I said that.
This battle, man, this battle. I think Device needs to reach across and slap Kirby on the back of the head. Sometimes you got to go for plays. But walking through smoke at the very beginning of the round, Kirby, threw everything out of whack here for Astralis.
That's actually quite remarkable, because Fur is locked in between the players that are pushing Playground and Device over at Long. So the fact that he makes it out alive is pretty well done. Phelps, though, walks into Glaive and long range with the AK-47. There's only 25 seconds, though. This could very well be SK's round. Just 3 versus 3, but only 20 seconds. The bomb is here. They've stretched it close a couple of times, Astralis. I think this is too close.
They saw some nades. We'll just see where they're actually going to get used. There we go, the one. But Fur still camping out on that side, and he's got Cold there to back him as well. Cold Zero hasn't taken any damage. The spot, the shot, Device snuffs him. 5 seconds left here, however, and Fur looking to just get the deny. That's all he had to do, but Glaive is there to save him. And Taco, now you're in a 1v3. How do you pull this off? And the answer is, you don't. Zipnix with the headshot, and Astralis. 3 players, but what a play, Fur. He played it perfectly, but Glaive does not abandon his teammate this time.
This is absolutely ridiculous. This little time, they're right on top of the bomb, and somehow Astralis just walk right in. Again, we see the sniper battle here, and Fallen is actually flashed back. That's how it starts off. Device sets himself up for that kill. Oh, Dupree.
There we go.
Dupree is usually a bit of a joker, you know, the one sort of, you know, being a light-spirited in the team and all of those things, and you can tell he wants this so badly. 7-4, ladies and gentlemen. We're nearing the end of the first half here on the second map, and they're trying to push in towards the L-bend. Kirby gets one, and double return from Phelps with the C-set 75. That's how it's done. Now they've got a chance here. 4 versus 3. He doesn't want to overextend to pick up the AK, and I don't blame him.
How does this keep happening? Cold to the collateral on Cash. Now point blank with the CZ. That pistol does so much damage, and sure enough, Fur right here in connector. Device with the pre-fire stops him though. Well played on Device's part. Brings it back to a 3-on-3, and now Device has got the angle on the AKs. Can use this as bait. He still has plenty of time to wait and see. And Zipnix catches Phelps pushing at Monster, and so now do Astralis finally decide B site? That's where the action's going to be. Let's go.
They've got every shot of doing this. Plenty of time as well. Hold 0. Now is the time to earn that paycheck. UMP, no armor or anything, so the odds are really heavily stacked if they end up going for it, but close range headshots with the UMP could definitely happen, and Fallen is not that far behind with the Deagle. Unfortunately, the door is closed, so he can't even help out at the L-bend. A lot of this could just come down to Cold and whether or not he could do a good job. Fallen, at least applying some pressure here. Oh my God! Device down to 3 health off of that one shot through the wall, and now Cold trying to push aggressive. This could actually be the perfect scenario. They do have a smoke to cover the plant, but still, Cold, it's just a question of timing. 15 seconds, 14 seconds, they're gonna smoke it off, double smoke in fact, and trying to see if they can get the bomb plant down, and Cold, he can't stop it. It does go down, and now they know where he is as well. They might have missed the opportunity.
Yeah, they just barely spot him. The timing doesn't work for him, and now a lot of pressure here on Fallen coming in through CT. Cold getting chased away. More time being bought here by Astralis. They have no kit, SK Gaming, so they have to move quick. And looking for the headshot. It's Fallen. He's not going to find it just yet. And so, oh, never mind. Finds the one on Glaive. But Device is there to trade, and now it's all on Cold with the AK. There's the one. And the pressure is on. Device with only 3 HP. He needs to win this fight, and it's not going to happen. But I think once again, there will not be enough time for the defuse. And SK Gaming
It's so
It's not
damn
gonna
close.
happen. It's not gonna happen. No way! Come on!
Wow. What was the time left on that? What seconds?
We'll get a screenshot, right? Frame for frame. That's how close it is. Unbelievable.
If Device stays hidden for, what, another millisecond, then it's their round. SK Gaming, this is where you want to capitalize. You've got the round. You probably shouldn't have won it, but now, here it is, 5-7. They can still make this 8-7, and that would be a respectable scoreline. Then they would have something to work with them. Fallen's got the AWP. He's not too aggressive this round, and again, Device gonna win the AWP battle. This is almost unheard of. Fallen is one of the best AWPers in the world. And right now, Device, who's not even necessarily full-time with Astralis, sometimes just goes for the rifle instead.
Ah, yes.
Winning it every single time.
I mean, this is where Device shines, right? He is one of the few players that I know of that has used heat maps to figure out the tendencies of his opponents in this given situation. Where do they usually go? What are the odds, etc.? And you can just kind of feel, you get this feeling that he's just going through different spots that Fallen could be at. And you're like, oh, there he is. Next round, yep, there he is again. Device knows it. But this is going to be the setup here, because they can just leave Glaive to lurk around, and they have mid-control to move up and far, pushed up, not going to get anything.
It's very well done by Glaive. Phelps trying to catch him, but Glaive hitting another headshot. This is the captain of the Danish team, and even he is putting in the work. Cold Zero goes for the mad spray, and it is not enough. Taco down on the B-bomb side, can't even dream of retaking this. He's going to have to back off. It will be an 8th round for Astralis, again doing just absolute havoc to the SK economy.
And that's the difference in this round from the last one, Anders. Again, Device, he delivers the frag, but this time there's no mistake from Astralis where a guy, overextends and gives SK a way back into it. They're smooth, they're thorough, Astralis. They stuck together as a unit, and they just slowly built on that advantage. Frag after frag, and so now, well, yeah, you have Taco. He's got him 4. Cold Zero's got some money, but that's it.
Madness, absolute madness. You could definitely tell that, whereas on the first half, SK Gaming were a bit more confident and looking like they had a bit more control on the map. This is very much the Astralis show right now, in the first half at least. We'll see how it goes in the second half, and a lot can change there. A lot more, I would say, avenues for SK to put some of their aggressive players into work. But it's going to be an uphill struggle, you can already tell. This is the map that Astralis picked after all, let's not forget.
No, and you can see that they have really put quite a bit of work into it, and they had the time. They are a team who actually turned down ESL 1 Cologne a couple weeks ago, a stadium event like this one, to prepare for the major. So it is everything on the line here for Astralis. SK Gaming, they won at Cologne. Astralis, they took the gamble, the risk, to be prepared to win here. And both of these teams, major champions, both of these teams, some of the best CS players in the absolute world. In the absolute world, I guess, it's like...
In this world, maybe all of the worlds too, Sumner. We'll never know.
Every timeline.
Every timeline, yeah. Well, SK have 2 titles. Astralis gunning for their 2nd. That's still quite far away if you're the Danish side. Don't want to be overthinking this. 14th round here. Glaive trying to see if he could maybe sneak in a kill on somebody. He's very patient at the moment. That's Smoke. How are they going to respect it, SK Gaming? Very difficult to try and fight their way through. Even if they don't, Glaive is going to reconnect with the rest of the team, and that bomb side is going to be, again, very hard pressed. Taco holding alone.
And right through, and he closes the door, Glaive. Well played on him. Now at least they have an audio cue if somebody from SK tries to flank. And in the meantime, Device holding solo here. This is a little bit scary for him. But they will walk it. What? Where did that bullet go? Gets the follow-up. And he knows that there's a 2nd player there as well, so some information there for his team. But in the meantime, they are pushing out onto the B site. Once again, running it down to 30 seconds left in the round here.
What a great angle from Glaive to find. He almost takes Cold Zero, but here comes the run and gun in from Fallen. And actually gets a kill, trying to follow it up with a USP. It's now a 2-on-2. He's got almost no bullets left, and he goes down to Device, the free with a shot. And somehow Astralis still make it out. It looked like Fallen had the angle. It looked like he had done enough.
Exactly. It's so close that you think the running gun was enough, with Cold getting the follow-up too. So close, but again, just not able to connect, not able to get everything to fall their way. And now SK Gaming, this is it. Last round of the first half, 9-5, and they're going for a force buy. A UMP, Scout, and 3 pistols.
The fact that SK Gaming don't take a tactical timeout for all of this makes me think that Fallen is just saying, we'll crack them in the second half. We're going to break them. They'll never know what hit them. Just keep cool, everyone. Don't worry about this right now. This is not our half. The next one will be. Otherwise, Fallen, I don't think he'd let it go this far. Scout in play, UMP, C-set 75 times 2. Again, device, oh wow.
You see that silk go down and you always wonder. Somebody lurking there. It's a bit of a one-way. Device not going to be able to capitalize and take down Fur. He might get the second chance here, and sure enough, but Fur putting up quite a bit of a fight. He does have a teammate rotating in, however, here, Device, and so it's just a matter of time for Fur, and Fur is going to try and charge him, but he's not going to guess right. Kirby is there to back up Device, and well, 2-man advantage, soon to be 3. Phelps down to 9 HP.
Just look at the great instinctual teammate that's coming out of Astralis right now. Device falling back, Kirby falling in to help him out. It's all just like clockwork at the moment, and now they know where Cold Sierra is, and they've already engaged with Phelps, so at the moment, they pretty much know everything they need to here, Astralis. They've got everything set up, and that's going to be the first half. 10-5 in favor of Astralis, as they are now 6 rounds away from making the semifinals of the PGL Major here. 6 rounds doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm willing to bet SK are going to be quite powerful in the second half.
Oh yeah, cold for these guys. Now you put them on the T side where they get to dictate the pace and set up the duels. Things can get real interesting here. The pressure is ramping up. But you're right. Astralis looking to defend their title. And they are looking so good. It doesn't look like the same situation that happened in the groups where Cold drops 35 frags and Astralis just gets swept. This is now where Astralis are dictating. Astralis are setting up their game, and we're seeing that they are able to edge it out on that T side.
And just a moment of pure tension here as we are getting ready to get into the second half of the second map. This was a little bit too smooth, I think, for Astralis in the first half. SK looking like they didn't quite know, but now the second half is coming up. The game is on, Krakow. Let's get this rolling. 5-10 in favor of Astralis. SK Gaming need a strong start here. And let's see how much explosion they can get behind their play. It is Glocks all around, and then some utility to set up a play. It looks like it's going to be more of a contact style play. Device actually turning back just at the wrong time.
Did he edge something out here? Is he going to be able to spot them in the restrooms? He sees the shadows, and that's enough. Falls back, spots a couple players, and Kirby is there to pounce. One headshot for him.
That's a strong way to get started. Device trying to fall back. The smokes are up, and he can't see a single thing. Going for a quick and early bomb plant here. SK Gaming, Cold Sierra. Not realizing he's turned back. Sipnik's ran past him, and Sip looking for more shots. Taken out, Fallen. It's an absolute disaster for SK Gaming now. For the only one alive, playing hide and seek inside of the smoke. He's going to pick up 1 kill, but they're on the other side. They have the kid there as well. He can't make it out. There's just no time at all. He has to fall back. There's nothing he could have done. Astralis going to pick up an 11th round, and now, oh my God, the tournament is slipping through SK's fingers right now.
The pressure is going to be incredible now on SK Gaming. And we saw it in the first half where Astralis won the first half, in the first map. When Astralis were ahead, SK never said die. They battled back and made it a close one. They've got one hell of a task on their hands now, Anderson. There you go. You lose the pistol, you call the timeout if you're falling. You give your team a chance to breathe. But 5 rounds away now for Astralis, and they have every advantage going into them.
When you watch that replay of the last round, you'll see Sipnik's ran past Cold Sierra to shoot him in the back and then pick up the next kill as well. What an unlikely turn of events. Oh well, and this first shot from Kirby, just there's nothing to do. You can't even react to that, can you?
Once again, Kirby just showing world class.
There's that replay.
He's a monster. Him, Zip. They show up on stage and they never fail to deliver. But now, yeah, this is it.
Device right now, top fragging in the first map. Now he's got 18 kills. He is trying to put the rest of his team on his back and just carry them all the way into the semifinals. That's pretty much what he's doing right now. And it really does not come as a big surprise. First, spotting out one player from long there. He's got so much map control on his own, and this is the quality of Fur. It's also why he's one of the most dangerous players on the T side. He's doing a lot already for his team. Let's see if this execute is going to work out for SK Gaming.
Well, it's all about the run and gun now, Anderson. They're going to have to check the corners, but sadly for Phelps, he gets gunned down by Device, who's going to take advantage of the smoke as well to stay alive. For the hesitation might cost him. The timing is there, but Zip is there to keep his teammate alive. It's a lockout. SK Gaming, they can't crack the defense. A perfect hold for Astralis. 12-5. And it is flawless. And if you are SK Gaming, you just took a timeout trying to figure out what needed to happen, and it completely falls flat.
And I mean, the timing in this kind of a push, you know, Fur inside of the smoke waiting, and Device or whoever it was allowed to put up that flashbang that goes in, blocks, flashes everybody on the other side. And then by the time Fur comes out, it's just a second too late. They need to catch some sort of big break here, and it looks like Astralis aren't really going to give it to them either. No armor on anyone, so everything is going to do quite a bit of damage here. Astralis should be headed to 13 rounds, and SK Gaming.
Okay then. And there's the follow-up, and they're just going to farm. They're going to farm the cash. This is a hard eco. Shouldn't be any chance here for SK Gaming to come back into this. And well, Astralis at that point, it's very similar to the first map, where they will just have such a large margin for error. Device will eventually get overwhelmed. McGlaive is there to go ahead and cash in on this money cow as well. Nobody saw that. That's not pretty, Kevin.
A deep breath, everybody. Just trying to stay alive with the Eagle, but it will be the 13 rounds of Astralis to the 5 of SK Gaming. You could see the focus in their eyes right now. They know everything rides on this. SK have certainly made some absolutely epic comebacks in the past. But from 13-5 into a win on this map in a quarterfinals at a stage of this size, that would be legendary. Let's see what they can show us here. Grenades are now raining in, doing a bit of damage to Kirby, a lot more to Cold Zero though. The counter grenade, the path's actually almost perfectly crossing there.
Not the guy you want down to half HP in the most important round of the tournament, essentially. This is where life gets interesting for SK Gaming. Doubled up outside of Monster as well. Taco in his usual spot. He's usually the one who's hanging around here, controlling this side of the map for his team, allowing them to rotate back. The timing not quite working out for him there with the spray. But in the meantime, it's time to take mid. They have control of Connector, and so Fur taking point. And Cold as well.
Still got a minute left, so the fact that they're only halfway across the map is not that much of a big deal. They just don't have that many grenades, so they can't use too many. And again, Device against Fallen. If you can do this every single time, then what are SK going to be able to do? Kirby finally goes down to Fur, but now the clock is, now it's low. Whereas before they had time, now 40 seconds, the bomb is being picked up here. They have one smoke and one Molotov. How do they get rid of Device? They need a great smoke to cut him out. That flick, it doesn't quite hit, but it must have been close. And now Glaive holding with the UMP right in the face of Taco, who loses the battle, and that's an absolute disaster. Again here, SK Gaming, they're crumbling here at the second map. Device on the edge with the AWP. You can see the shadow as well before Phelps peeks the corner, so they need a grenade or something to break it. Actually, the shoulder peek is going to be enough, and now there's only 10 seconds. The bomb trying to make its way in. Fur gets one. Device out on the open, but he drops the bomb, and there's no chance at all. Sip will take him down. 14-5 here. Astralis, two rounds away from making it.
2 rounds away from and a chance to do what SK did last year, winning both majors. Wow, still early on, still don't know if there's a third major, but 2 in a row, that would be a huge achievement for Astralis. The Danes, who have put everything on the line to make it this far, who have said no to tournaments just to have more time to prepare. And that's the storyline going into this. Everybody was wondering, what can you expect out of Astralis? They're a little light on lands, a little light on that experience in person. But right now, they are looking deadly.
I can't deal with the fact that Device is winning every single fight against Fallen. I mean, that is one of the major sort of reasons why we're here right now. That, I can't even remember if that has ever happened before for Fallen in a game. Kirby does go down after being traded there. Phelps for Fur on the other side, so we'll see how that goes. At least it gives them the M4. They got not that much in this round. They haven't invested too heavily. Still got some money in the bank. Oh, that's the bomb rolling all the way down the stairwell for Dupree. He's going to be quite excited about that.
Yeah, rotation is already coming through as well. And so Device will be able to watch short. In the meantime, that allows for Zipnix to rotate down here and cover his teammate as well. This is the lockdown setup for Astralis, and they decide to take the fight with the bomb, and that might come back to haunt all over. The Device will find the shot on coldzera. Dupree fails to get the kill on Taco, but the bomb is still out in the open, and Device has got the line.
And he's been covered as well. Glaive is right behind him, so the pressure is on. They have a Molotov on Phelps. That's not going to help him too much in recovering the bomb. There's the flick. Device hitting one shot and trying for the next. 30 seconds here for Phelps to try and see if he could do anything, but how the hell do you get out of this situation? As soon as he tries to plant, they're going to be on him. He needs a battle first. He needs to make it a 1v1, and then maybe he could fake it out with the bomb and try and force the last fight. There's the Molotov going into the corner, but 14 seconds and up on the high ground. Device is ready and waiting. He actually misses the shot, but there's only 10 seconds, and he's going to go down here. Glaive coming in, no problem, through the fire, and make it 15-5. Match and map point for Astralis, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, Device misses the shot, but how next level is that? Phelps would have never, you saw it, never expected somebody to be holding up on high like that. Should have been an easy shot for Device, but still, Glaive is there to secure it. And now it's all or nothing. 10 rounds in a row for SK Gaming if they want to take this to overtime and keep their hopes alive here in the major. 15-5, and Device with the AWP is just, I mean, he is a complete and utter legend.
Oh, there can be no doubt who the MVP is for this particular game. Out of control and unstoppable. Fallen, though, clicking away and taking down Kirby, and then quick to fall back. That's the right play, for sure. They don't want to give anything back to Astralis right now. They need 10 straight rounds here, and they have had none in the second half so far. It's been a complete lockout. Sip going to win the fight against Fur. I think he may have even spotted out Taco, so that's valuable information when you're playing on the CT side. 4-on-4 now.
Yeah, but Phelps, exactly, just far enough up on short to get the trade. They maintain the man advantage now, SK Gaming, and all four of them are about to go cascading onto the B side. This is it, the make or break moment. Dupree will take down Taco. The spacing not quite on point, but as I say that, he walks into the trap. Somehow, he lives a little bit longer, but Device is there. They just need to take a deep breath here. Astralis, it's a 2-on-2.
He almost ran into that shot. He's trying to jump and shoot with the AWP, please. We've seen some magic already, but this is too much. Trying to see if he can get the shot through the box, which you can do, but he's unsuccessful this time. The smoke is up. The Device and Glaive see if they can crush SK's dreams right here and right now. Device covering the one side while Glaive is going to be the main point of the attack, trying to see if he can get the retake in. Moving up with the M4 and SK hiding on the other side of the pillar. They've got a good setup and they've got the headshots as well. Fallen to step up and save them. Getting a double, and I think Phelps with a triple. SK stay alive here at the PGL Major for one more round. This is too much for me.
Yeah, it is. But Anders, you predicted Astralis, so you should be feeling pretty good about yourself right now.
I know. I made
myself and the analysts. You know, we're the ones who are like,
Those are just memes. I made no predictions at all. SK have looked like the better team in this tournament, I think, up until this point. So I don't think there was any solid prediction that could have been made like this.
Not in this fashion.
No, definitely not. 15-6 here. SK, where's that spirit? We know it's in there. We've seen it time and again. Now it's time to snap out of it. Get this team up and running. Put coldzera to work.
I mean, coldzera, Fur, we can go through the list, but there needs to be some shots hit. And, well, there was a trade. Zipnix down at 62 and Dupree getting tagged up as well. That sets it up here for Taco. See if he can catch somebody getting a big greedy here on the Astralis side, and he might very well be. Oh, never mind. Dupree wins the duel. Oh my God! And the HG straight out of Phelps. Oh, it doesn't get more painful than that. Astralis. Device had the chance to really seal it up here for Astralis. They're not out of it yet, SK, but in the span of 5 seconds, Astralis, they put themselves so close to that semifinal.
I can't imagine what it must be like right now on the SK team. They know they're deep in the hole. There's almost no chance, and there's the flick coming out. Device taking one, missing the next though, but they're committed to it here. It's a 2 versus 5 to try and keep SK Gaming alive in this tournament or put Astralis right in the semi-final. And Cold Zero and Fallen trying to see if they can coordinate this. The grenades are coming in. There's 30 seconds and they're boxed in. They can't even go back here. Fallen wants a peek from somebody, anybody. There's Device. He gets one, still a 2-on-4, and there's 20 seconds. Now Fallen is alone in a 1 versus 4. He's going to get one more kill, but there's only 17 seconds. He can't get this bomb part down. Astralis will have done it. They're in the semi-final 16-6 against SK Gaming at the PGL Major. What an enormous victory here for the Danish side.